Hey everyone, I'm Sakar, and today I want to do a little bit of a different video for you guys today. So I wanted to teach you guys how to theorycraft today and what goes into it for when I'm starting to theorycraft and when I'm looking for new builds. Because look, let's face it, sometimes every once in a while, YouTube gets a little stale and the same builds keep on getting pumped out over and over again. So that happens for kind of two different reasons. One, the meta gets very stale and it's kind of the only thing at the top of the menu that's really good, and then everything else is like, okay, it's not as good. Or to be honest, it happens to me, it happens to a lot of other people, or creators get lazy and they stop putting out fun content, which honestly I've been at both ends of it, and it happens. So today I want to teach you guys how to theorycraft so that you guys know how to do it for future references whenever you're like, hey, how do I start to do this and how do I look into this myself? So as we get started, if you can do me one giant favor, just hit that thumbs up button for me. That's all I'm gonna ask for now. So when I'm theory crafting, I'm looking for three different things at base. Like you have your building blocks when you are first starting to get your build together, and that is your buffs. How do you get your sources of major brutality and sorcery? How do you get your source of major savagery prophecy? And how do you get your source of major resolve? Those are, in my opinion, the three building blocks for every PvP build. So how do you get that? A big thing to do is look at your skills and how you can get them. So for me personally, that's why I think that I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put my webcam down here for now so that you can see everything. I'm gonna put it in the bottom middle. Look, I'm gonna put it in the bottom middle. I want you guys to see as I do this. So that's one of the main reasons why I think that storm calling is so unbelievably good right now. Because storm calling gives you access to hurricane, and they did nerf this for next patch, but it's actually back now, so it's still gonna be fine. You're still gonna get your major resolve. So from this one skill line alone, you get hurricane, which is your source of major resolve. That's one of our three building blocks, and you also get critical surge, which is another one of your building blocks because you get major brutality sorcery. So from there, one of your skill lines is done. Cool, you got your buffs down. Now, you just need another one to get your major brutality and sorcery, or I'm sorry, your major savagery prophecy. And that's honestly a big thing that people do. They just use Camo Hunter. But that being said, there are some other really good skill lines that use that. Stuff like Ardent Flame is very good in the DK skill line because it gives things like Flames of Oblivion. So that's the first thing that you want to look for, in my opinion. If you build into those three, after you build into that, that's where all of the excess from your build comes from, because you can always get healing very easily nowadays. Resolving Vigor is a great heal over time that helps you stay alive and helps sustain your healing. I don't have it on this build right now, but yeah, I don't have the build on this build right now, but the scribing heal, scribing is free right now, so if you guys go for it, you guys can get it. It takes 2 seconds to get all that stuff. You can get a scribing heal very, very quickly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you just how quickly you can get the scribing heal, just so that you know for the future, because it is something that's very awesome. And in my opinion, using the scribe heal and using resolving vigor is kind of your two main sources of healing that you need. And then from there, you're fine. Like I'm telling you this with the utmost certainty. I'm trying to find a newer character. Okay, you know what? I actually just started up this character the other day. I started this guy up on a different one of my videos. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by this. I really hope that I can get to Rolka. I just need to get to Rolka. It's all I need. Please, please, please. Tell me somebody's in Reaper's March. I've got a friend in Reaper's March. Cool. Awesome. So, all you need to do to get this script, once you've unlocked all of scribing and everything, this is what you need to do. Because you can get the burst heal on there. And then from there, you go to Rolka, you go to Reaper's March. That is not Rolka. Well, I'm gonna start moving my way over there. All right, so I rode all the way from there to Rolka. Look, it took a little bit, but I just want to show you guys. I'm just gonna edit that part out because let's be honest, this is a slow mount. It's not that great. So what you want to do is you go over to Rolka, you go to the side by over here by the Mages Guild, and you see right here where this Vitality script is. This is the best in slot. I'm telling you, this is the best in slot affix scripts for your heal, for your burst heal. So you grab that, take it real quick, you consume it, and then boom. Now you've got a heal. Like, it's that simple. Like you now have an amazing heal for you to use, and it's super simple to use. Like it's so easy, and it's just it's so simple because now you have for your builds after you build into major brutality, sorcery, after you build into major savagery, prophecy, after you build into your major resolve as well. Those are your 3 building blocks. Then you need to worry about your heals because obviously you don't want to just get 2-shot, right? So now you have your heals figured out. You have resolving vigor, right? And then you also have that burst heal. So that's it right there. And from now, you can kind of work into your damage, right? Because like you've got your tankiness up, major resolve, and with the resolving vigor you get minor resolve as well, so you're super tanky. You got your heals there, so now you can work on your damage and your movement now. So it's great. It's that's how you start to build. And if you're ever confused on, well, what resources do I know for gear and how do I get that situated? Well, what I do a lot of time is I use some websites for that stuff, because you can go into game and you can look at other stuff. Like you can look at all of these, you can look at all these sets and stuff, but you have to have them unlocked and everything. I mean, you don't have to have them unlocked to look at it, but like we're looking at these one at a time. I'm going to be honest, it gets tedious, it gets monotonous. You don't want to do that. It becomes very overwhelming, and it's not worth it to do it like this. You can do it like this, but you can look at all of your sets. You kind of think, hey, what does my build need? Do I want to build into damage? Do I need a little bit more tankiness? How do I do this? So that's how you start that off. So you can look through here, and that would be helpful to look at all your gear. You can look at your mythics as well right here, stuff like that, and that does help. But like I said, it gets a little tedious and it gets a little bit overwhelming. So what I use is a lot of resources, by the way, so that can help out so much. So what I do is I go to a website. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I should be. Guys, sponsor me. Look at all these ads that I'm giving them too. Like, my goodness, that's so many ads. I'd love to do something like this for my website. I'm building a website, by the way. But anyway, you can look onto here. You go to esosets.com and you do sets by weight. Say I want to do a medium armor set. This will show me all of the medium armor sets. I don't know when the last time that this was updated was. I don't really go. Dude, there's so many ads on here. Oh my god. My goodness. But anyways, this is the best way to look at it. If you're like, hey, let me look through here, and you're looking through here and you're like, this archer's mindset and critical damage by healing percent. Okay, that's not that great. I mean, there are better sets out there. Just take that one off your mind. Reliquin, good set. Not gonna lie, it's a good set. Azurblade, it's very good, but it's very situational, so you have to think about that. Go look, keep on looking through. Bavra's Curse, you read that. When you deal damage, you have a 25% chance to create desecrated ground for 5 seconds. Just think about that. You create desecrated ground, which is basically an AoE on the ground. In PvP, people just walk right out of it. So right there, for PvP, it's not a good set. So you just have to think about stuff like that. How do people act in PvP, and how do you just counter that as well? You don't want things that are going to stand still. You don't want that. Barksian reduces the duration of immobilizations and snares applied to you by 50%. When immobilization and snares applied to you, you heal for 1,700 health. Bro, my resolving vigor ticks do more than that. And 858 stamina, that's nothing. That's a nothing set right there. And reduces the duration of immobilizations. Just activate Race Against Time, which is one of the most amazing abilities in the game for PvP once you grind out the Sigic skill line. So you don't need stuff like this. Like, there's a lot of sets in here that are just fluff, that have come and gone, that they just, I don't think were really much thought put into when the game was first, like when they were first applied to the game, and then they just haven't been updated over time. So throughout this vastless sea of sets, this is just medium armor sets, and there's 4 pages of this. And then if you scroll all the way back up, this is just medium armor sets. There are heavy armor sets, there's light armor sets, there's things that come in all 3 weights. So you have to think about that. There's going to be a whole sea of sets that are just not good. And so what you want to do is you just need to read them and think, hey, this isn't that great. Move on to the next one. Like Alessian Order, guys. Increases your health recovery by 2% for the sum total of your physical resistances and spell resistance up to a maximum of 1,320. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Health recovery got gutted in PvP years ago. I'm talking like 5 years ago that got gutted. So it's like we have a set that still is trying to base itself around health recovery, even though it's not that like health recovery is a lost and forgotten relic of the past. So we still have so much in here that's just absolute, just mumbo jumbo, and it's just fluff is what it is. So you have to learn how to look past all of that and look for the ones that are really good, right? And so a good way to do that, once you know what sets you want to do, once you do your research, once you realize, hey, I like this one, stuff like that. What I do a lot of the times is I use another website. It's called the UESP build editor. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I should be. Guys, sponsor me. Let me, throw some production my way. Anyways, what you can do with this website is you can do a little bit of everything. The only thing it does not do, for some reason, which I don't get it, but what it does not do is it does not show you your scribing abilities. So I don't know. So you just kind of have placeholders for that. That's the only thing it doesn't do. Besides that, you can do a lot. You can pick what class you want to be at base. Say for this one, I want to be let's be a Nightblade, or I'm sorry, let's be a Sorcerer at base, because to me, Sorcerer is my favorite class right now. I think it's so much fun. Right there, I'm an Orc on my Sorc. So what I want to do is I go to the first page, the general tab right here. I basically say, hey, I'm a Sorc right here. I am a Orc. My Mundus stone that I want to use is the Shadow. And then from there, Vampire, I'm going to be stage 3. Cool. And then you also want to do in PvP, because then it properly displays the tooltips. If it doesn't, Battle Spirit will not be cut in half. So you need to use that. And then from there, also, you can do your attributes. I've got 44 points into health right now, which is a lot, because it shows my health. It shows all of my stats on the right side right here. So everything. So you'll see how the build is properly put together. So right here, let's keep ourselves at 32k. Let's keep ourselves at 32k health. Then we pump the stamina up. 21.6k stamina, 32k health. Awesome by me. Cool. We might adjust that by the time this ends. But yeah. So these are our sets that we were going to run. But I don't know. I kind of don't feel like running mechanical acuity right now. So what do I run or run instead? Well, let me put the skills down first, because a lot of the skills are kind of what's important. So like I said, you want the building blocks of your sets. So I'm going to use on this one, I'm going to use definitely Storm Calling, because that's, in my opinion, one of the best ones, because you can get sources of Major Resolve right here. You can get a source of Major Brutality and Sorcery. I've already got Resolving Vigor on here, which is a 5-second heal over time. And what I do on this website, you guys don't have to. You guys just straight up don't have to. But this is just what I do. Since there is no scribing on here, I just kind of use this ability, which is it's a nothing ability. It's not that good. I just use that, and then that'll be my placeholder for my Scribe Burst heal. And so right here, I've got 2 buffs, 2 heals, and then I've got a free slot on my back bar as well. So we'll see from there, and we'll see where that goes. So we've got Storm Calling right there. So where else do we want to go from here? We want a source of Major Savagery, right? So we have 2 of our building blocks. We need a 3rd building block, right? So what we could do is we could do something like Camo Hunter, right? That'd be cool. But I'm like, you know what? That's a little bad, because then it doesn't apply Major Savagery Prophecy to my back bar. Because if you look, it only applies Major Savagery Prophecy to your front bar on the bar that is active. So that's a very popular reason as to why, because what you do right here is you could subclass as well. So you hit these plus buttons on the side. I want to keep Storm Calling. The other ones I don't really care about too much. So from there, we go to the Dragon Knight one, Ardent Flame, and purchase the line. And look, if you want another healing cauterize, cool. You like that's awesome. But that being said, you could also choose which morph you want. I like the Plains of Oblivion morph. And so right there. Now, our 3 building blocks are complete. Major Savagery Prophecy, Major Brutality Sorcery, Major Resolve. So our 3 building blocks are right there. Now from here, we can do whatever we want. We can do this build however we want. A very common thing that I say as well is you want Major Breach on your enemies as well to make them squishy. That's another reason why Ardent Flame is phenomenal and why a lot of people like it, is because Noxious Breath applies Major Breach to the first tick. So I'm going to put down Noxious Breath, right? And then, you know what? I do like Burning Embers a lot. It's a really good dot, gives you a nice heal. It's really fun. And then from there, look, I've got 3 Ardent Flame abilities. Why not put a 4th one in for some burst damage with Bolt and Whip, right? So you just have to think about that. Like, Where's your damage coming from now? We've got our buffs, so where's our damage? We've got 2 dots. We've got Flames of Oblivion, which is a nice little bit of burst potential. Then we've got Molten Whip. So that's great. So what are we missing on this build now, guys? We're missing, in my opinion, a stun. We don't have a stun on this build. So where can we get a stun at, right? What other skill lines provide stuns? I know for a fact that we could do Assassination and try and set people off balance, but I don't think we need to personally, because from there, it's just like we already have enough damage. Assassination is just more damage, right? We don't need that. We could do something that I've been doing. This has been my go-to build lately. These have been my go-to 3 skill lines, is Aedric Spear. Because Aedric Spear recently got a nice change where Binding Javelin, I say recent as if it wasn't a year ago or so, Binding Javelin goes through block. And if you think about it, these passives are really good as well. And these combo really well with this build. So these passives on here increase your critical damage by 12%. That's really good. Increases your, you also get Minor Berserk with the Aedric Spear ability activated. So that's really good as well. Also Minor Protection as well, so you're super tanky. Burning Light, which I think is the most important source of this passives. This damage it provides is really good. Also, Balanced Warrior increases your weapon and spell damage and armor by 6%. That's really good, all that stuff. So you have to think about all that stuff. How do we go from there? Right? And then you know what? I could either do either do Crescent Sweep or I could do Dawnbreaker, whichever one you like. I personally like Crescent Sweep because it's one of those things that's super cheap and it doesn't take, it's really easy to get. 81 ultimate, hits really hard. So I'm missing one thing right here, in my opinion. I'm missing one thing on this build, and it is a snare removal, right? So that's when we do something along the lines of Race Against Time. And with Race Against Time, that's everything you need now. And that's how you come up with a build. Because from there, these are my building blocks, these 3, and then we worked around that. And then from there, we could also look at our sets. So from here, I've got Mechanical Acuity on, which is cool. But you know what? I like Order's Wrath better because it gives you more consistent crit, right? So we do here, we do Quality Legendary because all my stuff is always gold. Our hands, we want to do medium. And then from there, it's like, I want to do Impen. We could do Divines and increase our Shadow Mundus. But that being said, everybody hits so hard in PvP that I want to keep that Impen up as high as possible. So I want to do medium hands, medium feet for sure. And then from there also, I've got heavy Mechanical Acuity still there. Does that mean I've got medium? Yep. Because I like to do 3, 3, 1, 3 heavy, 3 medium, 1 light. And then it keeps our passives nice and spread. So I'm going to do a heavy Impen, Order's Wrath. And then our front bar weapons. Front bar weapons are going to be Order's Wrath, axes, of course. Of course. Let me do axes right here. We always want our main hand to be Nirnhoned. Nirnhoned gives you the most amount of damage possible, for those of you guys that don't know. And from there, you can build into so much damage. Your offhand, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do Sharpened. I feel like our crit percentage is already super high. So from there, we just do Sharpened. We don't need Precise or anything. So this is going to help our overall penetration. And so from there, I like everything else we got here. I like Roxa right here. I like the One Piece Trainee. I like the Rallying Cry back bar. Our sets are procced currently. You can say that, hey, look, they're procced. You can also change your CP. You can add just latent buffs that you normally get. Because like we got Major Force at all times because we got Monomyth on this build. Major Prophecy right here. Boom. Major Savagery. Boom. So it's perfect. And let's see how this looks. So at the end of the day, a quick build that we just put together. It's a very simple build. A lot of people have been running it. Our max health is 32.2k, our max magic is 16.5k, our max stam is 20.4k. I still think it's pretty good. Our stam dropped a little bit because of the Mechanical Acuity change, which is more than fine. And then on top of that, our recovery is pretty high because of Roxa, so we can have some nice sustain. Our spell and weapon damage is 5,500. That's good, right? That's pretty good. And then on top of that, our critical percentage is 37.8%. And then from there, our critical damage is 137%. So we're critting very often on this build, and we're critting really hard on this build. So it's nice. Our resistances as well in our front bar are 28k and 27.2k. And that's on our front bar. If we click to our back bar, we can see that gets increased significantly as well. And our penetration is 3.2k, but then also that gets increased by our Noxious Breath by having major breach in your enemies. So that's why I like this kind of website, because you get to play around with different things. You get to just tinker with different things, and it's a lot of fun, and you can just try your own things out. So a lot of the things that go into this is a lot of trial and error. A lot of people don't see that. A lot of people only see the build videos that come out. Nobody sees the trial and error that continuously happens. You guys see me come out with a build like once a week, maybe twice a week. But I'm telling you, throughout the week, when we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube, whenever my internet's working properly, I'm going through so many builds. There are so many times where I'm like, this build is almost what I like, but not quite. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make a build video of this. I don't want to just like put my name on something I don't believe in, right? So that being said, on the other hand, there are also builds that you're like, on paper, this is really cool. And then you go and try that and you're like, oh, this isn't that good, right? This isn't that good at all. So it's a lot about trial and error. It's a lot about trying new things. It's a lot about getting that experience, about understanding what's good and what's not good. Because there's a lot of things in this game that seem good on paper, but in reality, especially in PvP, they don't work that well. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something from today's video, because I really want to help you guys out, and I just want to spread knowledge because I think it's fun, and I want to do more stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you do me some giant favors. Hit that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for me. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers, which is insane to me. And if you enjoyed this video in any way, just comment what your favorite build is right now. Comment what your favorite class skill line is right now. For me, it's Stormcalling. Stormcalling is too good. Having 2 of those major building blocks in there is too good. It's amazing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.